Welcome, fans, to the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. Today we're going to be discussing some NFL awards, well, at least our NFL award predictions. To my left, I have Kenny.
Hey.
How you doing, Kenny?
All right.
Travis. All right, the man with the weird football knowledge. And
What's going on,
Charlie.
Greg?
How you guys doing? So, now, with the NFL season about 3/4 of the way through, we're kind of getting an idea for the playoff picture. You get an idea for what the awards are going to look like. What do you guys think? Who would be the defensive player of the year for you?
Me, probably Aaron Donald.
Aaron
the way
Donald?
he kind of dominates the middle and really can't. When he's on, he changes the whole game. And, there's not a lot of players out there.
You have a
who do that.
look of disagreement.
I would have to agree because I don't think people understand how dominant this guy is. So from somebody who's played the position at nowhere near as high a level as he does, when you're double teamed 75% of the plays and you're still leading the league with 16 and a half sacks, that is ridiculous from the interior defensive line.
What about you, Charlie?
Well, he's leading the leading sacks because the real defensive player of the year, Khalil Mack, got hurt. Khalil Mack has changed that Bears defense, looking like the 85 Bears. Best linebacker in the game, Khalil Mack, defensive player of the year.
What if I told you that Aaron Donald has a higher pressure score than Khalil Mack? What would you say?
Well, that's because Aaron Donald lines up on the line as a rusher. He rushes every play, whereas though Khalil Mack has to come back and drop into coverage on certain plays. He's not always rushing the quarterback.
Okay.
He very rarely drops into coverage.
No,
And
he drops.
And what?
I mean,
rarely,
how else did he get an
rarely.
interception or
And
fumble?
what if I told you that you say they're a top 5 defense? They were a top defense last year without him.
Well, that's because they have a great linebacking core, but he has taken that defense to the next level. Think about how many games he has turned for the Bears. That game against the Packers on Sunday Night Football, what did he do to Aaron Rodgers? First game of the season, just killed them. And he
I
hurt his
agree.
knee.
You know what?
Still, I don't think you
I've changed my mind. Khalil Mack.
No,
You did it,
I'm
Charlie.
here for Aaron
You're
Donald.
right.
I'm here for the big guys, all right?
As
I don't
well.
think you understand how difficult it is to rush the passer from the interior.
But who got
As-
the higher contract?
I mean, if we could, Kirk
Who got this
Cousins has
first?
84 million, and Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins hasn't won anything. So there's that. But I'm gonna have to agree with Travis, as weird as that is, because I never agree with Travis. But I think it's Aaron Donald. Given he may break the sack record in these 3 games. I think it's
From the defensive tackle position. Think about that. But go
all
ahead.
right. So we have offensive player of the year.
Who we start with?
Who are we gonna start with? I'm gonna start with Charlie now.
I'm going to have to say Drew Brees. He's once again breaking records, doing his thing. Saints are a high-powered offense. Got to go Brees.
All right.
I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes because I'm going to wait on my MVP talk, but Patrick Mahomes has completely changed around that offense right there. Everybody wants to give him the MVP, but I'm not there yet.
I'm going with Todd Gurley.
Wow.
Because
Even after his performance Sunday.
I mean, if you could go with Drew Brees after his performance a couple
has
weeks
a
ago.
point.
So what are you talking about?
I'm saying Drew Brees.
When they got smoked by Dallas, what did he do against Dallas? What did he do against
We
Dallas?
didn't even get to that yet.
What did he do against Dallas? What did he do? Exactly.
All right.
Offensive player of the year. Wait till we get to my MVP talk.
So how you gonna be MVP with that kind of game? You can't be.
Why
I'll tell
Todd
you when we
Gurley?
get there.
Huh?
Why Todd Gurley?
I think he leads the league in
Yards
yards
from
from scrimmage. He has like 19 touchdowns. Just Todd Gurley, man.
Okay, that's
Come
fair.
on
That's
now.
fair. All right. So now we have defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year. Let's talk about offensive rookie of the year. Who would that be?
Probably Saquon, right?
I think we all got to go Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah, I think it's a universal
I
consensus.
would like to give a little special shout out though to Philip Lindsay. I mean, he's doing his thing too. So
Fair, undrafted free agent out of
Right.
the University of
Right.
Colorado for Denver.
right,
Um,
hometown hero.
okay, I thought you meant hometown here. I was like, wait a minute.
No.
But I get you. He's from Colorado. That makes
Oh,
sense.
okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
confused. I was like, he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
okay.
sorry about the jingles from my reindeer ears. It's we're in the season, we're in the spirit.
Okay.
So offensive rookie, defensive rookie of the year.
I'm going to say Darius Leonard on the Colts. Great pick for them. He's going to finish the season with at least 100 tackles.
I think he's right there,
Yeah,
almost on the
already.
cusp.
So he's going to finish with 100. And he's a staple in that Colts defense.
Which is something we never talk about.
I'm gonna go Derwin James as safety for the Chargers.
Chargers?
Because there are only 3 players in the league this year who has at least 3 sacks, 3 interceptions. Derwin James is one of them as a rookie. He plays on all 3 levels of that defense. Plays in the box, plays in the secondary. He's a
Okay.
monster.
Yeah, I probably have to go with that kid from the Chargers.
All right.
I think he's played in like 5 different positions so far this year.
So initially, I would have agreed with you. But being the Colts defense was so piss poor
Right.
previously
I mean, for years.
for years, regardless of who they had in their secondary, their defense have, even when they had, prominent edge rushers, their defense was bad.
Right.
But this guy, Darius Leonard, this kid has come in there and really changed the face of how they play defense, and to the point where they're competing for a division title
Right.
because of it. Do you think that plays a role in it?
I have to see them play. I haven't had to look to see the Colts play
Okay.
because they've been, terrible the last couple of years.
Moving on. So now, comeback play of the year. All right, we had some debates offset about comeback play of the year. There's some discrepancies. Kenny, who's your comeback play of the year?
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Andrew Luck. To be honest, it came down to the wire between who won that game between him and Deshaun Watson of the Texans. I'm going to go with Andrew Luck.
Let's discuss coach of the year. Who is your coach of the year, Kenny?
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll. That's an interesting choice. Not many
Look
people
at
have him in the
look
running.
at Seattle. Look at what they've been doing. Even though they played a horrible game the other day, as Russell Wilson played a horrible game. I can't say the team did, but they're 8-5 at this point in the year. No one expected them to be there. They're in the
This
playoff
is
hunt.
true.
They're currently in the playoffs, and
And we
who
all
would
know
expect that?
If Russell Wilson gets in the playoffs, you never know what happens.
I mean, you lose Cam Chancellor, you lose like that. Basically, the defensive
lose the Legion of
identity.
Yes.
You know,
I'm going to get to you in a
Doug
second.
Baldwin is out.
I'm going
Charlie?
to agree. Pete Carroll, you know why? Because he had his players buy into the system. Everybody left. Bobby Wagner brought into the system. Russell Wilson brought into the system. His number one receiver has been hurt all year, and Doug Baldwin. Their offensive line is horrendous.
Yeah, Taylor Lockett is their number one.
Exactly. They have been playing great. They brought into the system, and now they're rolling.
Yeah.
Travis, you are bubbling with disagreement
Yes,
as per
because they're
norm.
completely wrong. The coach of the year is obviously Frank Wright of the Indianapolis Colts. You know why?
Why?
Because he has affected two teams this year. Him leaving Philadelphia last year, they are 9 points less per game. They are averaging 30 yards less in the run game. But you know what? When he was hired, he was the Colts' third choice. Josh McDaniels, he backed out. Who knows what the other guy was by that point? And when the rumors were about him, he wasn't even in the play caller.
What's the record?
In Philadelphia.
What's the record?
They're in the middle of a playoff.
What's their record?
They're in the middle of a
What's
playoff
their
run.
record?
They're in the middle of a playoff
Are they in the
run.
playoffs right now?
They're in a playoff
Are they
run.
hunting
Wait,
or are they in
time
there?
out.
We had
Timeout.
no
Hold on,
An-
wait,
we didn't
Charlie.
know. We didn't know Andrew Luck was going to even be able to play again. Not only is that offensive line
So he's a
playing-
doctor now, too?
Whoa! If that not only is that offensive
But
line
he's not the
playing
GM.
well,
He's not the
Okay.
GM.
not
Hold
only
on
that
one second. I
offensive
got you,
line
Charlie.
playing
Alright, finish,
well,
finish.
they had a streak where they didn't let up a sack. We're talking about the Colts.
Okay,
'Cause
I
Andrew
get,
Luck was
I
getting
get
blasted.
that. I get that. Andrew Luck has been the most sacked quarterback in the league for the last couple of years. I get that. But Charlie has a point. Let's hear what Charlie
All
has to
right,
say.
First of all, he wasn't the GM. The GM got all those players and Quentin Nelson for the offensive line, so he really stacked up and
There was
beefed
only
up
one new player,
the
Quentin
offensive line.
Nelson.
No,
There's only one
no.
on that offensive line
They
this
got
year. There's
another
only
new
one
player.
new player, Quentin
That
Nelson.
plus
one.
the Colts had playmakers.
That is.
Okay,
The
then, but
Colts-
still,
but
Andrew Luck
who does
was
Seattle
still
have?
good.
Seattle lost everyone.
Luck-
But let's move on to our MVP.
Yes.
Who is your MVP?
Patrick Mahomes, hands
The
down.
GOAT, as you would say?
As the GOAT. The GOAT. Do I even have to discuss it? Do I really have to discuss
GOAT.
it? Nah.
You sound like you
Mahomes.
disagree as per norm.
Of course.
The man who threw a no-look pass last week.
That was wild. That was
Nuts.
crazy.
That's
Goat
MVP
things.
material. huh?
GOAT things.
Baseball
That's
players
what
do
we're gonna
that.
start calling them.
Baseball players do that. Just saying.
Go
His
things.
pops is a
Yeah,
baseball-
right.
is a
MVP,
So was he. He was
MVP in
94.
this league is obviously Drew Brees.
Oh my
The
God.
same Drew Brees
The
that
same
did
Drew Brees-
nothing in the last 2 weeks.
What are you talking about? Name another. Up to this point, how many interceptions does Drew Brees have?
So if we're gonna base the
Whoa,
MVP
whoa, whoa,
How
on
many?
That's part of the argument.
3 or 4?
All right.
So then
All right.
Aaron Rodgers is
wait,
MVP.
Wait. Name another receiver on that team outside of Michael Thomas.
Ted Ginn Jr.
Hurt since like week 3
Alvin Kamara.
on IR. All right. I'll
funny.
get name
Alvin
two.
Kamara.
Yeah. Okay. Boom. Your
The running backs come out
You're
the
running
backfield.
back.
Traquan
You're running
Smith.
back. You're running back. Good job. I didn't think it might be a name. How many yards does How many catches did Traquan Smith have?
You asked me to name receivers, now you're
All
saying
right,
the goal
all right. Let me ask you a question. So
he
you
does more with less.
listen. So you're basing your MVP on how many balls he throws to Michael Thomas.
No, I'm basing my
Wait,
MVP
time out,
on
time
the
out.
player who does more
Wait,
with
time
less.
out,
So
Travis.
Michael Thomas should be MVP, not
Travis.
Drew Brees.
Travis,
But-
Charlie has a question.
Besides Tyreek Hill, who does Pat Mahomes have?
Travis Kelce, the second tight end to have 1,000 yards in repeat.
Okay, but Travis Kelce has always been good.
All right, so I mean, we obviously once again disagree because of Travis.
I mean, if Alex Smith wasn't the MVP with the same team that Pat Mahomes has last year, then how
And
could Patrick Mahomes has elevated that team to
Here's
another
what
level?
I'm gonna say: if Pat Mahomes gets anywhere
they
near,
started off great last year with Alex Smith.
And they
Okay,
wasn't putting
okay,
up these
guys.
numbers
But-
with Alex Smith.
I think we-
Alex Smith didn't even
all
throw
right, all right.
touchdowns.
How about
So-
we leave this to the viewers?
yes, you guys, let us know what you think. Who is the MVP, Patrick Mahomes or Drew Brees?
Okay.